Not yet.
Welcome to the Get Offset podcast. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Emily.
Happy almost Christmas.
Happy almost Christmas. I have a new mug. Look at it. Look at it.
We are happy to serve you.
This is what the old.
Looking.
Yeah, it is very Greek looking. This is what the mugs used to look like when I lived in New York in 2009. This is what the mugs look like when you would get coffee from a street vendor. But they don't serve these anymore. This is a ceramic mug.
Nice.
Emily Hopkins knows all about these, and so does Ian from Collector Emitter. And this is a shirt from Ian. Well, I bought it. I shouldn't act like it went for a great cause. They're not for sale anymore. But it says, "Born to ambient, pedals is a fuck. Lift your skinny fist, Collector Emitter."
Hands in the air.
Strong start. So if you're just listening, I'm wearing a shirt that has this is like an eyeball with a big muff. It's like a person whose head is an eyeball with their arms wrapped around a person whose head is a big muff, and one of them's lifting a skinny fist.
Very skinny fists.
Yes. Sibilance. Yes.
Yep.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to take a little bit more self-care. I'm trying to do like more of absolutely everything this month. And in order for me to do more of the other things, I have to do more of the self-care things.
Yeah.
So I've actually gone out like twice this week.
You've gone out like for fun?
Yeah.
Whoa, look at you.
I know.
Cheers to going out for fun.
Cheers to going out for fun.
Raising my coffee cup, you raising your caffeinated protein shake.
Yeah.
Is there caffeine in that?
Yep. It's ton of cold brew.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably 16 ounces of cold brew, give or take. 2 scoops of protein, 6 scoops of dietary fiber to counteract what the protein would otherwise do to me, and then a little bit of unsweetened almond milk on top.
Yes. I have cold brew in the refrigerator as well. It is Copper Cow's churro flavor.
Oh.
Yes, because sometimes the churro flavor doesn't it's like it's like little individual pour over bags that you put over your coffee mug and you pour the hot water over it. Obviously that's how pour over works. Everyone's like, "Emily, we're not stupid." Sometimes the spices in the churro make it slower, so I just usually make cold brew with those instead of gambling with my time.
Right.
Let me tell you, it tastes real good as cold brew. To the point where I'm just like, oh yeah. Put a little bit of milk in there. Woo! Whole milk.
There you go.
Yes.
No, I went to a hockey game at...
Did you go last night?
Not last night, no. No, I went
I almost
Thursday
went last night. I almost went last night to see the Blue Jackets.
Yeah. I got to see the Seattle Kraken get absolutely crushed by the Winnipeg Jets.
Them Canadians don't fuck around with hockey.
No. Even during power plays, it looked like there was... I'm like, wait, it's a power play? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, then why are the Jets shooting on our net?
That's embarrassing. Shorthanded goals and stuff, yeah.
They're just running circles. There are 4 guys on the ice against our 5 guys on the ice, and they're just running circles.
Yeah,
taking pot shots.
I know a lot of Seattleites were hoping for like a Vegas Knights kind of situation, but
no, not going to happen. But it was a fun night out. It was at the that brand new Climate Pledge Arena, which is the most god awful named.
No, it's not. It's not the worst, because I can tell you what the worst venue, one of the worst venue names is. It's not Crypto Arena either, or Crypto Field or whatever. It's Guaranteed Rate Field. That's where the White Sox play. Guaranteed rate.
That sounds normal.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Guaranteed rate. Guaranteed. Oh, come on. That's so stupid.
I would take that over Climate Pledge Arena any day.
No, at least the Climate Pledge stands for something. A guaranteed rate. A guaranteed rate. A car. It's a loan. It's a loan. Come win.
But let's be
Stand
honest,
for
though.
something or fall for anything.
Yes, because
rate.
Amazon's really standing for their pledge to the climate.
Dude, I'm always mad at Amazon. I'm always mad at Amazon.
The
I
company
ordered
that,
some COVID rapid tests from them, and the guy literally just put them in my lavender bushes and walked away, and someone walked away with them. And I said, can you overnight me some new rapid tests? And they said, no. Well, we can refund you. And I was like, I just want my COVID rapid tests.
Yep.
Can you just...
Which are hard to come by these days.
Yeah, they're like, well, no. I'm like, well, why can't you just send me... You're the biggest company in the world. Why can't you do this? And they're like, oh. I was like, screw you guys. I'll go to Walgreens to get a free rapid test, you lug nuts.
Yep. Yeah.
I was
I was walking into the arena looking around like, the layers of irony here are... Yeah. But whatever. It was a good night out. I did refuse to drink there.
Yeah, it sounds expensive.
$15 for a can of craft. It was $12 for a can of Rainier.
Rainier beer should be $3 fucking.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a terrible transplant because I can't get my head around Rainier.
That's okay. Nobody cares. It's fine. It's just like Yingling or PBR or...
But I like PBR. There's something about Rainier that just doesn't sit right with me.
Okay. I don't drink it either. I don't drink beer.
I drink beer. I still drink beer.
Okay. It's like that Tom T. Hall song. I like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow. I was
just calling back to how awful Brett Kavanaugh is. But moving on. So I didn't drink there, but then
we didn't have to like bring him into this, dude.
I went out to the Queen Anne Beer Hall after.
Oh, I love that place. Oh, there's so much Seattle talk. People are like,
I know, it's fine. I like Seattle. We walked over there after, and also didn't drink there. It was one of those, like, I got there, I'm like, I'm just dehydrated. Can I have a water? I'm looking at their tap menu. I'm like, I would love like half of these right now, but I just need water. But got to meet up with some old friends, and it was a good time. Some old friends, a couple of like mutual friends were like, people you're like one person removed from, but you've heard about from like 3 different people. You ever...
I'm sorry, I just completely, like, my brain went somewhere else. What did you say?
So I went out to the beer hall after.
Yeah.
Got some water.
I was thinking about the beer hall.
Went to go meet up with some friends, but also in that group was like friend of a friend. But it's one of those, like, I'm one person removed from a couple of these guys, but I've heard about those couple of guys from like 8 different people in my circles, and like in different circles too.
In good ways or bad ways? Good ways.
In good ways.
Good ways. Cool.
So good to meet them. Like, oh, let's take a selfie. I'm like, all right, now I got to send it to 3 different people saying, oh, I finally met Yvonne. Like,
nice. I love that.
So, it was a good time.
Did you eat at the beer hall? Because the food was good last time I was there.
No, yeah.
It's cash. Is this because last time I was there, it was also cash only, which is... I can't imagine it still is. Yeah.
No, I think they're taking cards.
Seattle basically stopped taking cash during COVID.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
though Rick is surprised that I still I'm like, yesterday I was getting a consultation for LASIK, and I was like, oh, I need to find my sunglasses because they're going to dilate my eyes. And he's like, oh, here, I found your sunglasses. I'm like, oh, is there actually sunglasses in that case, or is it just like my spare eyeglasses? And he looks and he's like, I found sunglasses and also like a bunch of cash. I'm like, yeah, I just keep cash in places.
Yep.
He's like, that's weird. I'm like, no, it's not.
It's not that weird.
No, it's not. It's not weird for if somebody like steals my wallet, then I still have cash somewhere.
Right. I don't stash cash anywhere else because I don't carry a purse, but it's not abnormal for me to just have little like $20 in my wallet just in case.
I have like an emergency 20 in like my gig bag.
Yep. It's good to have.
Yeah. It's I think it's important to have like the emergency 20 in a couple places. I remember once I was like going through some things, And for the life of me, to this day, I don't remember why I did this or doing this. And I wonder if like I was going to try to do like a good random deed or something.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bunch of like letter envelopes, and I was like, what were these for? And I was like about to throw them away. I'm like, I should make sure they're actually empty. $20 bill in each of them.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I was like 20 years old. I was like, oh, magic, I'm rich.
Yep.
Like, I'm going to the record store. I'm going to buy so much Prince
I'm
records.
rich for the next 15 minutes until I spend it all.
Yeah, I definitely went to Grimey's and was like, I'm going to buy the randomest shit. I'm going to buy a television record. I'm going to buy a Josh Ritter record. I'm going to buy some Sharon
Jones. That's significantly cooler than the time in college where I was like, oh, like it's starting to get cold enough for me to start wearing pants. I went to go pull pants out of the back of my drawer and found like the 20 in them. I'm like,
that's a good feeling too. See, I just bought guitar picks.
I think I just spent it on food because I had already emptied out my debit account and it was like 3 days of payday.
Yo.
I had that almost every paycheck in college. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was really awkward.
That's $7.25 an hour.
I made 10 in college. And it's because I got one of the good jobs on campus.
Yeah. Oh, I was a circulation librarian. So I had an easy job and I could do homework. But yeah, $7.25 an hour.
Admin assistant for the speech and debate team.
That sounds easy also.
It wasn't too bad. It also just kind of ended up being personal assistant to the director of the speech and debate team / communications adjunct professor.
Gross. Personal assistants. So what's new with you, dude? You got any new stuff, or are you not buying yourself any new things this close to the holidays?
I try not to buy myself new things this close to Christmas. Buying the bass amp was already pushing it for me.
Oh, look, you have a bass amp. Andrew has a new bass amp, everybody.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
My coily cable.
Have you been playing it? What are your thoughts? Because Rick's been playing his, and I think it sounds really nice.
I've been playing it. I've played 3 or 4 times now, plugged in and give it a rip.
It's the Rumble one. It's the Rumble 100 for people who are curious.
I haven't turned it up super loud, which I kind of want to do, and I might get around to today.
Nice.
We'll see. The one thing I've noticed is the one complaint, and it's hardly a complaint because I can just dial it out. It just because it responds differently than other amps that I've played through before is the bass response on it. So it's like bass, low mid, high mid, and high. The bass knob on it really responsive, and it gets very boomy very quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And so I've been actually keeping that closer, like 9 o'clock, which I'm used to. Like I like scooping, but it's because I'm an awful bass player. It just sounds really satisfying, but I know it'd be awful in a mix.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the reasons you would probably do a DI in pretty much any live situation with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But
and a reason I personally would use IEMs. I never want to play another bass gig without IEMs. I've said it before, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I've never played a gig as a bassist where I could actually hear the notes I was playing instead of just kind of feeling it.
Yep.
Oh, it felt so good.
I think I'm going to have to I've got my bass rig sitting over there, but it's not all cabled up. And I'm thinking, honestly, I'm just going to get like a stack of EBS flats because they're so cheap. It won't be pretty, but it'll be good enough. Because the other thing that I noticed, and I also need to get myself some round wounds for my bass. Because I'm discovering I hate flat wounds. I can't jive with it.
Sure. Everyone's different.
It does not tickle my pickle.
Dude, why would you say that? That's gross. Man, that's nasty. You nasty.
We'll call it even on the cherry comment. But
see, you know what? I didn't mean it that way though. And then you reacted and I just made it worse.
I didn't react. I just was stunned. That's like an anti-reaction. So,
that's still reaction.
Deer in headlights. I had a thought there. No, so I need round wounds to put on my bass. So I need to do that. And then the other thing that I was realizing is forgot after not having a bass amp for forever, how important it is to have a compressor at the front if I'm ever going to slap.
Yeah.
Because
You got to soften that attack a little bit, a lot of it.
Exactly. I like slapping the bass every once in a while. It's kind of fun. And so I was like breaking in the new amp and I wanted to slap it. I heard the speaker pop a little bit, like, oh God, no, did I do it? And I didn't, but I was scared.
And I play with a pick, so I need to do the same. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've got my Earthquaker devices working on my bass board. Just makes for a phenomenal bass comp, in my humble opinion. It's got that.
I use the ground control Serpents on my bass board. Yeah. Oh, you went out of focus when you took that drink.
So I've got that on the board. I've got DoD Meatbox. I still have your DoD phaser.
Yeah, I know. I gave it to you.
I thought you. Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
Well, there we go. I've got the FX65 for chorus, and then I've got the Alpha Omega from Dark Glass. And for whatever reason, I've got an ABY switch on there right now, but I think that's just because there was an empty slot and I needed to store something somewhere. But what I'd like to make
you didn't want to do like just a dry signal?
No. I'm pretty sure I just stuck it there while I was moving things around. But the other thing that I've got sitting next to the board, which I want to incorporate and I want to plug in with the bass, is the Foxy Tone box.
Nice. The patrons fuzzy got bass, yeah.
Sounds great in guitar, but I want to flip it around and use it on bass and see how that sounds, because I have a sneaking suspicion that's going to sound so satisfyingly good.
Yeah. Now that I have there's an amp I can play live with the bass shows, I might want to try and experiment with, because I have always had the overdrive on my bass board, the Mizette lower drive. Yeah. Maybe I experiment with putting a fuzz pedal on there.
Fuzz, especially if you can do a wet dry, for bass, I think is phenomenal.
Yeah, I can do a wet dry.
And
I would probably do the Tiny Fuzz, the Mass Effects Tiny Fuzz, because it has such a good lower, low response. You don't lose anything. It sounds really good on bass, is what I'm trying to say.
For sure. I've got a blender unit over here that I picked up from, this one's mine. Oh, nice. Yeah.
The Old Blood Noise Endeavors signal blender. Split meld, split meld. The signal blender is a different pedal of theirs.
I can't. No, I've got this guy, so it's stereo in, stereo out, full loop. But I can't just use this mono. It's very tall. It's the only downside. Very tall. But yeah, I got this for super cheap off of an old friend. Like 6 months ago, and I haven't used it for anything, but the intent was to use it for bass at some point in time.
Nice.
I'm just reevaluating my whole bass board. So I don't know if I need the Alpha Omega if I'm just playing through an amp at home.
Yeah.
I'd use that if I was playing out. So I could probably get the blender on there, and I could probably get the Foxy Tone box, and I could probably get the data corruptor on there.
Ooh. Lots of sounds.
Oh, yeah. So that's also my other favorite bass pedal.
Yeah.
For bass. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
You sure?
I'm going to have some fun with that, but I think I'm going to have to order in some flats, the EBS flats, and some rat mounts.
That reminds me. Yeah. I actually got my Premier Guitar Mystery Box. I kind of sliced it open, but didn't really look in it. Do you want me to unbox it here on the podcast?
Yes, I just assumed you'd already unboxed it.
No. So.
Watch, Emily got one of the good boxes, and it's just been sitting there for a week.
No, I don't think. Just from shaking it, I don't think it's anything good. So I ripped my address off of it. Let's see. It seems to be trash. So I start with. All right.
Is that the Gibson Beanie?
G Beanie 3 Radar Knit Beanie Black Gibson.
Yay!
Did you watch my TikTok reaction video this week, reacting to controversial TikTok opinions?
No.
Did you see that it existed?
Yes.
Well, a lot of the so-called controversial opinions was that Gibson sucks. I'm like, okay, with the number. Oh my god, this is the stupidest beanie.
It's got the little mini brim.
It's got the mini brim.
I remember when I thought that was
cool. Yeah, what, in 2005?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got some 41 stuck in my head just looking at it.
Oh my god.
Are you just going to be another casualty of society?
I'm wearing this for the rest of the episode as punishment.
No, don't do
it. I didn't get the weird African weave strap. I got this is actually beautiful.
No, look at that. Is that purple?
Yeah, it's like a little peacock. It's I would call that navy. Let's see if it has a name on it. No, there's no tag on this. An EMG strap. Is there a tag in the box? Oh,
Steve Rao got the an EMG strap as well.
Nice. What was the brand for the other strap was different then?
Planet Waves.
Oh, okay. This is really nice.
Planet Waves they were giving out the African weave strap, which looked like a intentionally tribal pattern.
Yeah.
And
not the best look.
There's layers to how that name could be very problematic. Square plugs.
Square plug.
Oh, that does remind me. Where did I put it?
Nice.
Square plugs.
I'm going to use that. Hand soldered in Tinley Park, Illinois.
So, I don't know if you remember this, but when I was doing my IKEA board build,
I never forget anything. I like it.
Oh, where did?
And then I got an Acorn amplifier sticker. They do
Acorn amplifier.
They do the fuck face pedal, which is a pedal I very badly want. Acorn amplifiers, if you're watching, send me the fuck face.
They are very active on social media.
I want the fuck face fuzz because I like baseball cards. All right. I got a rock. This. I actually had a friend in college who would always wear a beanie with a brim. I can't pull this off. Does anybody want this hat?
I will pass personally. All right, so I have a very brief story.
I'm listening. I wasn't making that face at you. I was making that face at that hat. And I'm a hat guy.
Remember when I started working on my IKEA pedal board build? The IKEA, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got some extra square plugs that are going to be helpful for getting this project going. Like a week later, like I can't find them anywhere. And I know I had bought a whole bunch like the year before off of like a really good sale. It was like like $2 a plug, ridiculous sale from Covenant Cables before they sold the Sinusoid.
Yeah, I remember that.
Could not find them.
Yeah.
Anywhere. I found them.
Oh, did you find them with my OC5?
No, the OC5 sitting on my nightstand underneath the Star Wars lamp. I found them in my toolbox while I was looking for some screws and bolts for a daybed that we've had in our garage for years. And we're like, we're never going to build this and put it in this house. So I gave it to a friend who was moving and didn't have furniture. You can have it, but let me find the screws first. Finally found the screws. The process of looking for it, I was like, what is this?
Why are they in a medicine bottle, Andrew? Listeners, Andrew put this shit in a pill bottle. He put these square plugs in a pill bottle, y'all. What is on with this? Like, what? Andrew!
So, it's actually...
How many times have you looked at that and been like, this is not what I'm looking for?
Several. But, like, for instance, like, I've got a couple handfuls of pill bottles I use because it's just really great organization for if I've got, like, screws for a specific project or like a specific piece of furniture or something like that. Really great.
If you remember that you put them in a pill bottle.
Well, I usually have the label ripped off completely clear so I can see what's inside. So this is an example from something else.
But that one was taped up with like
instead of ripping the label to take off all my personal information, I just put duct tape over it. And now I can't see inside unless I look at it from the bottom.
Like the silver stuff. Yep. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. That's really funny. Good job.
Yeah. So
congratulations that you found it.
I did find them. Mm-hmm. So you know what? Maybe I should. I forgot I had these until I saw the square plug on screen because I was saying like I should get some EBS flats. I'm like, wait a minute. Now I've got a whole bunch of these. I might have enough to do the baseboard.
Nice. That is making some real annoying noises. Really annoying noises.
I will hold off on that till later. Oh wow, this isn't even my pill bottle. It's got another family member's information on it.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna just throw that away.
Well, the other thing that's new with me is my old Focusrite. It died while I was filming something. So if you all watched my pour one out for the homie. If you watch my video of me showing y'all how to play Christmas Time Is Here on guitar, the reason I don't play through it in the beginning is because I actually did play through it in the beginning, but my Focusrite actually slowed everything down, like it was dying. So during the recording of me playing through everything real slow, it was blah, blah, blah. And then about halfway through, it speeds up to the actual like tempo. And I'm like, huh.
That's weird.
That's weird. That's incorrect. Yeah, so I just didn't have the time to fix that before I had to publish it. So you didn't get the intro. But Sweetwater sent me this. They sent me the PreSonus Studio 1810C. It is basically PreSonus's 18i8. So it has 4 mic line inputs in the front. Actually, 2 mic instrument line and then 2 mic line in the front. And then it has some in the back. It has 4 line ins in the back, 2 headphone outs in the back, 4 line out in the back, 2 main out, MIDI out in the back, MIDI in out in the back, ADAT in. Like this is hefty. Hey, Carrie girl. Oh, my cat's in here now. So I'm really excited. Big thank you to Sweetwater for this.
Very cool.
I'm in awe. This is like impressive. And like the indicator lights look a lot more helpful, frankly, than the PreSonus because it has like little lines so you can actually see a decibel meter for how over under
instead of just a straight up LED that might change color.
Exactly. That's going to be a lot more helpful for me. So I'm pretty stoked on it. Yeah. Very exciting. Very exciting. So I'm going to set that up at some point really soon because right now I'm borrowing your old 18i8 that I had loaned to my drummer who I'm just going to give it to him at this point. Happy birthday, Dan. So yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Sweetwater. This episode is not sponsored by Sweetwater, but it is sponsored by Caroline Guitar Company.
There it is. There it is.
You know, that guitar is supposed to be delivered today. Let me check the tracking.
Oh, is it really? Watch it get delivered in the middle of this episode.
Oh, it's way too early for that.
It'd be a Christmas miracle.
Yes. It would be something that FedEx is delivering when they said they were going to deliver it. Yes, that would be a Christmas miracle. Right now, one of Rick's Christmas presents has been stuck in Leavenworth, Washington since the 8th. And I just don't think. Nope, it's not getting delivered today. It's in Colorado. No, wait, it was in Colorado on the 10th and hasn't been scanned since. I don't think it's missing. I just think FedEx sucks.
It's probably just sitting on your porch right now.
No. Some of these things, man. I'm getting a harmonica to demo from Hohner.
Ooh.
Like I said, like demos. I'm excited about demoing a harmonica as I had, played harmonica for. I had a big harmonica phase, but I never really got good at it. Yeah,
I never had a harmonica phase. Yeah.
I listened to a lot of folk music and country music and like Ryan Adams. Sorry, it's just true.
What's the connection with Ryan Adams and Lost Lake in Seattle, by the way? I can't remember. But I remember there being a connection there.
Are you talking about the Tractor Tavern?
I remember there being a connection with Lost Lake for some reason, but maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Ryan Adams, Lost Lake, Seattle. I don't remember.
So I went out with Melissa for a date night last night, and we ended up there for a bit. And
at Lost Lake?
Yeah.
Well, that was Lost Lake used to be owned by that rapist.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. You're thinking of a different dirtbag.
They all kind of blend together after a while.
Dave Minert. Yeah.
Well, I was there and like halfway through my drink, and we were on the lounge side in the far back corner booth, and they had Empire Strikes Back up on the TV. So we're just kind of sitting back in the booth, just watching the TV, sipping our drinks.
I like Lost Lake. I'm glad he doesn't own it anymore.
Yep. Okay. So
he owns Cafe Mecca in the 5 spot.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I had that like awkward moment, like while I was halfway through my drink, like, wait a minute. Wasn't there something weird about this place that kind of ruined it for me? But I couldn't remember. Like, well, I'm already here. I already closed down my tab.
Yeah. Ryan Adams wrote "Come Pick Me Up" in the broom closet at the Tractor Tavern. Yeah. That's his biggest Seattle connection.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Oh well. Wasn't this supposed to be an ad spot for the Caroline Guitar Company?
Oh yeah.
Shit. Sorry, Philippe. So, speaking of bad people, and not Philippe. Philippe's a great person, but we had been talking about bad people and bad.
Philippe is a treasure.
Yes.
So, like, let's not just leave it at not a bad person. Like, we have to swing that pendulum all the way to the other end
back
there.
To a treasure. Let's talk about people and brands who are not treasures.
Let's talk about what not to do.
Let's talk about how to not represent your brand and company on the internet, because a fellow demo artist, Ryan Burke from Sixtycle Hum, he's gonna be like, "You name dropped me again, Emily." That's not what he sounds like. That's not how he talks. This has been an ordeal for him. But basically, there's so many import guitars. And and since he does, like, really his bread and butter is the more affordable guitars. So this import brand, they had asked him to demo one of their guitars, and he agreed to do one for free, and he did. And I guess he got the guitar in August and released a video, and it was a doozy. This guitar had routing errors, like the nut, there was like gaps between the nut and like just like the
fit
nut
and finish
slot
is just not there.
Yeah, the nut slot was too wide, and the routing errors. Yeah, fit and finish. Basically, like, this guitar never should have gone to market.
Yep.
And I forget how much it was supposed to cost, but he did an accurate
That's
video.
The answer.
I mean, this guitar shouldn't have gone to market.
Right.
And this is like something that people would get potentially if they bought the guitar off of Amazon, which is where most people are probably buying this guitar. And I will say that because, like, people are going to buy from places that have the best marketing. And Amazon's obviously spending the most money on the marketing. Like, I work for a client, and like most of the online sales are through like Amazon. And even though they have their own online web store, even though they're not the ones who sell directly through Amazon, they're like, hey, our retailers who sell through Amazon sell a lot more product than we do online. And it's just because of the marketing. And they can't compete with Amazon shipping prices. So they know. And they know that the people who buy through their web store do it because they want to support them. And that's basically it. So yeah, people are going to be buying this guitar through Amazon, not through this brand's USA storefront. That being said, Ryan did a very fair and thorough review of this guitar, calling it the worst guitar he's ever demoed. And I believe him.
Yep.
And that he's demoed glary guitars, which, like, the bar wasn't low. Like, he demoed a guitar that he threw off a bridge because he hated it so much. No, that's not why he threw it off a bridge.
You could have given that to a child.
I don't think
torture them forever.
To make them never play guitar. There's that TikTok meme right now that's like it's like looking back at yourself first playing guitar, first like getting guitar gear, and it's like you looking back at your future self going, no, don't start,
banging on the windows.
No. Yeah. That's how I think you could really ruin somebody's connection with an instrument if that was their first guitar. But this brand has a USA distributor who took umbrage with Ryan's video, and they left this comment that I am going to read verbatim. It's a long one. I'm going to read it verbatim. Should I read the brand's name? Because I don't really want them to come at me. What do you think, Andrew?
I don't care.
Okay. He waited 11 months to do this review. Literally let it sit for 11 months. Because its guitars are like milk and they'll go bad, I guess. It was unpaid, and that's why he took the time to bash it. If Brand paid him, he would never have done this bad review. That's bad business. He would have contacted them for another guitar, but no money, nothing ton lose. Again, reading verbatim. When no money is involved, it is the perfect time to do a bad review, again verbatim, to balance all the fake positive paid ones and get some clicks. He thought it looked pretty fun, but let it sit for almost a year before opening it. When I get something fun, I want to open it ASAP. Doesn't add up. We also have a USA-based guitar shop where most brand guitars can be purchased, inspected, set up, and are 100% gig ready. And actually, man, we do have many quality guitars under $400. We asked him to mention this site to his viewers so they could avoid these issues in the future, and he declined that request, saying that his viewers would rather buy guitars on Amazon than from a real USA-based guitar shop. We also offered to send him this exact orange guitar from our USA guitar shop, not Amazon, so he could do a comparison review on a properly set up one and tell people about the service we offer for only a slightly higher cost than Amazon. He declined that request too. In fact, anything positive in regards to brand was declined, and then another negative post was pinned to the top. So let's break this down. 1, Ryan says he got the guitar in August, so that's like 3 months. So he's like, where did you get 11 months? The guy made it up. And also...
Reviews written by a dog, though, to be fair. And, you know, dog ears are...
You know, when I get a paid demo, I prioritize it over the unpaid ones. So yeah, my unpaid demos, they're going to sit a little bit longer because I'm kind of doing them more out of like, that's just money talks. Money is incentivizing just from a do it perspective. Money never affects whether I say good or bad things. I just did a video today filmed a video where I say like, hey, here's a negative thing about this software that I use. And you know, you want to be fair about things. There's nothing fair you can say about this instrument. Like, these are demonstrable things. These are not like opinion-based things. You cannot say like, my opinion is that this is a bad instrument. Like, you look at like the gaps in the routing versus like where the hardware is. That's bad
a setup should fix that. I mean,
yeah, obviously, like, what are you gonna do? Put Sugru in and like paint over it? Like, how are you gonna fix this?
I mean, what would be the worst thing I've done to a guitar?
I've definitely put some Sugru in some guitars. Yeah,
I routed a guitar with a drill bit once. That was fun.
A lot of people do that, dude. Like, Philippe was talking about my guitar, and he's like, so this B bender install looks like it was kind of just like hacked in there. I'm like, yep, sure does. It sure does. So I mean, like, that happens, but like, this is a guitar people pay for. So let's do this. Let it sit for 11 months. It's not milk. It doesn't go bad if it sits. I don't understand his point there. Like,
Well,
so you
I
did,
mean,
so you send somebody something for a free review, and it took a long time. Yeah, that's annoying, and I've done it, and I'm really fucking sorry every time I've let something sit for a long time. There's usually when that happens, it's because it's not exciting. Honestly.
all right. So I'm gonna put on my past life speech and debate admin assistant hat for a second here. It sounds like the appeal that they're trying to make here is he didn't open it immediately, which means he wasn't very excited about it from the get-go, which means he was biased before you even opened the box. That's kind of the logic path that they're trying to push for, but that's such a bullshit argument.
How do they know he didn't open the box for 11 months? Yeah, and also 11 months is a lie. It's a demonstrable lie.
Yeah, so credibility just out the window from the get-go.
Also, Ryan says this is not the person that he had even talked to at the company, so he does not know what this guy's talking about.
Maybe it is. Have you ever seen the two of them in the same room at the same time? Got him.
Oh, you got me there.
Destroying them with logic.
Logic. Okay, so that's bad business. Well, I mean, is it business if there's no exchange of money?
I mean, business is a very wide term, and I'd argue that that's bad business because you're still interfacing with potential customers.
Is it business if you're not exchanging money?
Yes.
I disagree.
There is an implied possibility of future exchanges of money in a public-facing forum talking about the product.
The weight, though, but I don't know. I kind of disagree with you on that one. And also, we don't know what was discussed between Ryan and the actual person with whom he was working. If there had been like an expectation set, then potentially that was, questionable business. But if there's no expectation set, like I'll get to it when I get to it kind of thing, then no, I don't think that's bad business. I think it's just, people have weird expectations. Like I have to set expectations about my demo schedule sometimes, and people send me things and I'll be like, hey, I am backed up, but you can still send it to me. And sometimes people will be like, no, it's all right. Like, okay, maybe not. Or people will be like, yeah, sure, I understand. Like with the Native Audio, they wanted me to be part of the launch. And I was like, I have another launch that day. And they're like, oh, okay. Can you do it the following Tuesday? I'm like, absolutely.
Yep.
So like it's about setting expectations. So it as far as business, it depends. If there was literally no promise made about when that was going to launch, I don't consider it bad business. Ryan's a busy man with almost 100,000 subscribers. When he would actually they're saying if he had paid them.
To clarify something real quick, I wasn't saying that Ryan was doing bad business. I'm saying that the commenter is doing bad business.
Oh, obviously. 100% obviously. Yeah, that's
just
obvious.
Wanted to make sure that wasn't misconstrued.
Yeah. If the brand had paid him, he never would have done a bad review. That's bad business. That's one not true because Ryan has, as he said in his reply, has done non-positive reviews for paid products. Demos, including very recently, the Spark amp. He didn't recommend that product. He did not give a glowing review to it, and he turned down money for them to sponsor the podcast, as he says in his reply, because he couldn't recommend it to his listeners.
Yep.
So,
which is interesting because some of the other YouTube personalities did recommend.
Well, everyone has different. Oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? Different opinions on different things. And that's fine. Some people actually really like the Spark amp. I I've never
And
played
we
one.
called them paid actors.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. But you know, not everybody likes the Tone Master series, and you and I both have had really positive experience with our Tone Master amps, I think.
And we call us unpaid actors.
Unpaid actors. Speak for
I
you.
paid for that amp, thank you.
Speak for yourself.
And I am happy with it.
Yeah.
I was messaging someone on Fox Kuro last week
Mhm.
about amps, and they're like, "Oh, like my Benson's great." I'm like, "I would love a Benson someday." And they're like, "Well, you should get one." I'm like, "Well,
Oh, maybe I'll get one someday.
And it was like typing this in for a second there. I'm like, am I being this? No, like actually, like, no, I really mean this. And I was like, I'm actually genuinely very happy with the one guitar amp I have.
Yeah.
I don't really feel the need to. I know it's blasphemy for a guitar player with a gas problem, but I don't feel the need to go out and. That said, I've also got a Podgo. It's got like that scratches the itch for any of the other amps I could possibly want. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with my Tone Master.
The Podgo with the power cab, especially with its speaker modeling, is really fucking cool. But I'm like, for what I do, I need to get a tube amp. I'm pretty. I have a Benson on order. I'm getting one in 2022.
Oh, they're phenomenal amps.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm really excited. So yeah,
I'm not saying that my Tone Master is a Benson. I'm just saying that I'm content with it.
No, yeah, totally. And like, as far as gigging, the Tone Master, holy shit. Like that guy, like when he asked me if I needed help carrying my like super reverb off the stage, the way he like winced when I just went with it, it was pretty funny. You knew that he thought the thing weighed 80 pounds when I was like, whoop.
As a super reverb should.
Yeah. But I think it sounds really good. You know, especially when you're not like trying to really get it dirty, but I think we've gotten so but as far as like saying that I don't like that this guy is making the implication that all paid reviews are going to be positive reviews. Again, it's stoking the flames of something that was really a big issue earlier this year. Everyone saying that, oh, all these paid reviews are positive. And like the big point was made was, you know, not a lot of people are releasing shit right now. And most of the stuff coming out is really passing a lot of quality control. It's good for somebody, even if it's not like for me. If it doesn't vibe with me, if somebody like watches my channel, if a builder watches my channel, they're not going to send me something that is not going to vibe with me, or they're going to talk to me about it. First, like they're not going to send me some metal amp, you know. So that's kind of the thing, but for the most part,
sure.
Go ahead.
If you're trying to get away with getting demos for free, it's a good way to frame up a justification for not paying for the work of other people.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Exploitation of workers isn't necessarily the most uncommon thing for Chinese-based brands.
Oh, okay. No, it's not.
So
no, it's not.
I'm just gonna toss that out there into the ether and let people do what they want with that information. But
it's not. It's not, and we don't want to, you know, spread that across all brands. But you know, it's not. And exploitation of workers is not uncommon across American brands either.
No, not at all. Amazon.
Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh, you know, and for the record, when I called Amazon to like be like, I literally said, I don't know how you're treating these drivers that makes them this rush. Like I was like, there's something happening like at the top that has to be explaining like this, because like other companies that treat their employees better, they like, this is not happening with them. This is like only y'all and FedEx and like the cheaper FedEx. Normal FedEx does great. UPS does great. USPS does great. But you and FedEx Home Delivery, it's consistently bad, and it has to be like systemic.
Sure.
Like, I'm not mad at the driver because obviously he
Yep.
had better, like, more shit to do. It is Amazon from the top down.
Oh, and Amazon, I don't know if you've checked headlines this morning, but they're going to get a lot the discussion around their treatment of warehouse workers is about to get tossed back out there because there's a big tornado that hit the Midwest and hit that Amazon warehouse at 3 a.m. while people were still working.
What?
Yeah, so there's casualties from the couple of Amazon warehouses in the Midwest. From what I just was skimming. I'll be reading more. And, yeah, so that's heartbreaking.
No one should have to die at work.
Nope.
Oh my God. In Illinois?
Yep.
At least 6? Ah. Okay, we're getting farther away from it. Sorry.
We are getting farther away from it, but it's fitting together in a theme of this is just a very
not how not to treat your employees.
Not how to treat your employees, not how to treat your business partners, not how to. Honestly, it's not a half bad attempt. They could have written out their response a little bit better in terms of grammatically and just structure, and it would have been, at least at face value, a lot more convincing. Because the way that you structure that argumentation around it makes it seem like, oh, I hadn't thought of it that way. Because, it's a shitty argument, but there's a way to build that argument in a way that still sounds convincing to someone who's just reading it in passing. Yeah. And to that end,
can I say what I would have said if I were this like U.S. importer of this brand?
Yes.
Basically, like, hey, thanks for this demo. Just want to fill you in on a couple of things. When you buy this guitar on Amazon, here's what you're getting. You're getting the non-inspected, just straight up somebody pushed a button on a machine, and that's what you're getting. However, we are this new USA-based thing, and everything from us, though a little bit more expensive, passes a pretty rigorous quality control. So if you are interested in buying one of these guitars and you want to spend a little bit more money and make sure you're getting something that's not trash, here's something to consider. And just not get defensive about it. Because, like, you can't get defensive. The second you get defensive, you lose.
It wasn't even just defensive, though. That was offensive. That was trying to take down Ryan Burke's character.
Yeah, it was.
And from an outsider's perspective, looking in at America and American politics, I could see why you would think that would be a very effective strategy at publicity management.
Yeah. Go on the attack. Try to make Ryan look bad by just lying about his character, lying about the facts, just blatantly. Facts
create
that
enough ambiguity, and then you might get a handful of people to be like, you know what, I'm curious enough to spend a couple $100 to find out what's actually real.
Yeah. Facts
and that made sales.
Yeah. Facts are demonstrably false. That's the thing. That's the thing that is now like so pervasive in our culture, is that you can lie about things that are so easily proven untrue or true. Like, and people like, then that hurts me. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I just think that, like, as someone who used to run community management and used to have to like be the person from this brand's page to like craft the statement, this is so unhinged. Like, if I had gone in the morning and saw my boss had done this, I would have
quit.
I would have pooped my pants. I'd been like, what are you doing? I wouldn't have been able to afford to quit that job. I was broke. Like I told you, I'm getting LASIK in like at the end of the month. And like at that point in time, I had won half off LASIK and I couldn't afford it still. Half off, couldn't afford it. So like I was just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Like, oh my God. So yeah, that like you have to be humble, I think. You have to acknowledge when something is wrong. Like, yeah, I agree. Sometimes you buy these things off of Amazon and they're not great. It's kind of it can be a bit of a gamble. But if you want like a guaranteed solution, you pay a little bit more, and then you have an actual like luthier look at it and be like, oh nope.
Oh, let's polish this turd.
No, they're not all turds. I think that someone pushed the wrong button. Someone pushed the wrong bridge button on that guitar to route it. They routed it for the wrong bridge, then they screwed the right bridge in there, and now that's why it looks weird.
So I agree that would have been the decent response. In terms of effective responses, I think the scary thing is they weren't very far off from an effective response.
Yeah? How so?
Calling into question someone's integrity like that and kind of just making things messy, just kind of even if somebody just watched the video, if that rhetoric was put together a little bit better with less spelling errors and a little bit better structure, that's where you start to get in that territory of like, well, I don't know, like, I guess maybe I don't trust this review. And like, oh, they're arguing about it. I don't want to be a part of this. And I'm just not going to have an opinion on this anymore.
Yeah. How could that have decimated a smaller channel with less like,
clout,
goodwill clout and goodwill. You would have needed someone like, I hate to say it, like KHA or who is that Scottish guy to come in and hopefully like do the expose with you and like expose this brand or something like with the receipts. You would have needed someone then to come in and like help you. Like if this had been done to me, I think maybe I would have enough clout and also give few enough fucks to like recover. But I think there's smaller channels that would have been like, whoa, maybe.
But it causes some muddying up. It can cause some loss of subscribers, especially for a smaller channel. Loss of subscribers, loss of views. You're now doing damage to the company that left a negative review about your stuff. So in terms of effectiveness, there's more than just making initial sales in terms of goals with that kind of response. I don't think it's pretty. I think it's ugly. I think it's mean. I think it is bad business all around. I don't think that's the way people should be conducting their business whatsoever.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
But it's depending what their goals are. Yeah, I don't think they're very far off from having the outcome that they were anticipating.
Yeah. Also, I just would not want to know that person. Like, I don't think I'd want to get drinks with that person.
I mean, I would, but
would you?
It wouldn't be because I'd want to enjoy their company. It's because I would want to enjoy getting under their skin.
See, I'm just
making snips the whole night, and they're like, "Excuse me, what did you say?" It's like, "Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, I that came out wrong."
No,
and just let them like,
"What? Huh? What did you say? What did you say, boy?"
Or just deadpan something and then like and say it like I really mean it because I probably would. It's like your guitars are shit. We all know that. And just like wait for them, like, dude, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you, man.
I'm fucking with you. Fucking with you. Oh, don't worry about me.
Bartender.
Oh, just leave the bottle. No bartender in the world does that. Like, oh, come on. That's like the one thing in movies I'm like, ain't nobody doing that. You're paying for the whole bottle if they're leaving the bottle. I went to a show, and in the front row, I guess some of the ladies had realized that they could go to the bar and just buy a bottle of wine for $44 and get some little plastic cups. There were like 5 of them.
I mean, sure.
It was actually really smart. Pretty crowded show. Yeah. It was brilliant, honestly. It was fucking brilliant. Go those ladies. Is there anything else in here I want to unpack? He thought it looked pretty fun, but let it sit for a year. And I guess something fun I want to open an ASAP. We have so much stuff as demo artists. There's so much stuff.
Right, but not everybody knows that. And that's playing off of kind of this fantasy that a lot of people have. It was like, getting to unbox an item is sometimes more fun than playing with the item itself. That just as part of a consumeristic gas, I want more kind of the mentality. Mm-hmm. The idea, putting in mind this idea that someone just let something sit there for a little bit and didn't unbox it immediately like it was Christmas morning, which seems objectively offensive.
He doesn't know. I guess maybe Ryan unboxed it on the video, but maybe that's true. I actually didn't watch all of Ryan's demo. I just kind of like watched part of it, like in the middle. And that's the thing is one of the things that makes me laugh sometimes in videos, and like I still try to like help these people out whenever I can. People will say like, now that you've had this pedal for a long time on your board, like, how do you like it still? And sometimes it'll be like a pedal from a demo from like 8 months earlier. And I'll have to be honest, I'll be like, I haven't played it in 8 months. Because
Yep.
I can't physically play every single pedal I get multiple
Right.
times, like, or regularly. Like, I'll play it leading up to the demo, I'll learn it. And even if I really like it, it doesn't mean I'm gonna make room on my board for it, because, you know, Sunday Crush has a specific sound. And if I have another gig, like, I will go through things and like, oh yes, this will be perfect for that. And sometimes like things will find a way onto like those auxiliary boards. And it's
Right.
always really cool. Like the Ground Control Stirpins did, the Mazette Lower Drive did, even though that wasn't a paid demo. The Benson Fuzz for sure. You know, Maris Enzo, Halberd, always finding a way, Albie. Like, there are things that the Grazer was on the board for a while. You know, but not everything is. It's a lot, and you know, I wish that I could, and I wish I had the time. But like you and I were talking before the episode, like, and I have a day job. I'm in 2 bands. I have this demo channel. I have the podcast. I have like my hot sauce client. Like, I have a husband. I try to cook. I try to like a couple times a week. I try to exercise a couple times a week. Like, and I try to have time where I just rest my brain. And if I'm, and that's the hard thing to find time for, is like the resting my brain. Like, I want to watch a couple TV shows. I want to play a little bit of video games. I want to read a little bit. I want to go for a
Sure.
walk. I want to go to a restaurant. I want to hang out with friends. Like, I, you know, I have to make time, and that I can't always be playing with the other pedals that I'm not like actively working with.
Right. But for like the almost 100,000 now subscribers that Ryan has,
Yeah, they don't know that.
how many of them are going to see that? Because
Yeah,
there's a large portion of people have this ideation of demo artists as people who just like, they're living the dream. They just lounge around.
it is his full-time job. Yeah.
Right.
So he's not like quite in the time crunch that I am, but he's still churning out daily content.
He is turning out daily content, and having met and talked with demo artists Ryan and others, being in chats with them and just seeing how everybody feels on the day to day, this ideation that you just sit around and like just goof off and play with pedals and like make a couple of videos for the day and call it, is like this pipe dream is absolutely not true at all.
Yeah.
There's
It's
nobody
work.
has that. It's 100% work. And the people that are getting, you know, oh, they get free stuff. Like, no, they're working hard. They're some of the hardest. Like, freelancing is no joke.
Freelancing is hard, and the reason that like they're like, oh, you charge like $125 an hour. I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
because I'm not like working 40 hours a week, like doing that part.
You're doing all
Or
the
like,
other things. And
yeah,
I mean, it's a business, and so you got to look at overhead and some of the outside of just the specific project cost. There's also the building the business costs, and there's a
yeah,
reason why I've got a corporate day job
yeah.
instead of freelancing, because I don't think I could. I don't know if I could hang with it.
I mean, I did it for a bit, and I just like all that, and like, it's hard. Like I have a friend Tiffany, and she did the freelancing for a while, and she went viral on Medium doing and writing an article about why she went back to a day job after being a freelancer for years.
Yep.
Health insurance was only part of it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But I understand that the appeal that the commenter is trying to make with like what the argument is there is they're appealing to this ideation that some of if not a large portion of the subscribers are going to have to varying degrees, but reinforcing that and then using that as a basis for chopping that down.
yeah. Yep, just trying to appeal to people who don't know how it works. And that's very American politics right now too. So,
Right. So to that end, like I see what they're trying to do. I don't respect it, but I see what they're trying to do. And
again,
I think it's unfortunate that it's effective enough that it's likely to happen again.
yeah. So don't let this kind of rhetoric win. Think about it. I'm glad that Ryan responded. I mean, it took him about 18 hours to respond, but
Sure.
he did. And I've seen more of this conversation, and it's a lot worse even, but it's just insane. Like, it's like, I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. It's just bananas. I'm trying to get that one out of my vocabulary. It's so silly how this has gone. And if you have a business, don't act like this. Yeah, just don't act like this. Just don't act like this. Don't act like an insolent child. Yeah, I don't like it. Cool.
Insolent child? You mean alpha male?
I'm sorry. This is some baby shit. Like, this is a toddler's temper tantrum.
No, man. Only like a beta cuck would send a message that would say, "I'm so sorry. Can I send you another one?"
It's just, obviously they offered to send him another one and admitted that they were going to send him a very special one that was guaranteed to not have any problems. Like, and he's basically saying, like, I want whatever my customer, I want whatever my viewers are going to get, which I think is,
admirable.
And that's why he and I still buy things sometimes.
Yep.
Instead of getting everything sent to us. Like, I bought my Paranormal Series Baritone Telecaster. I bought a lot of the Paranormal Series stuff. One, because it's Squire and it's more affordable and I can just get it. And two, because, I can see very clearly exactly what other people are going to get. I can see if the output jack is a little weird. Sometimes it is. I can see if there are intonation issues or tuning stability issues, and sometimes there are. Wiring issues, sometimes there are. I can talk about them. Or finish issues. And that's another thing. Like, the other day, a few weeks ago, I guess, someone was talking about, like, they got the contemporary Strat, and they're talking about the screw issues. And I was like, oh, I didn't have any issues like that with mine. And someone said, dude, you literally talk about issues with the guitar in your video. And I had to think, what issues did I have with the guitar I demoed 6 months ago? And I was like, the finish. I was like, okay, but I didn't have issues with the screws. This person was talking about the screws. I had a weird little paint spot. That's what, and I was like, I had to remember what was wrong with, what very minor thing was wrong with this guitar I demoed 6 months ago. I'm like, I can't remember everything. I don't remember. My brain doesn't work anymore. Pandemic brain.
Same.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude, all right. Well, I think I need to go, I want to go recharge a little bit. I'm going to go watch Saturday Night Live, I think.
Very nice. Breakfast. Saturday Night Live, or as I like to refer to it, Sunday morning TiVo.
Sunday morning Hulu. No commercials. Sunday morning Hulu Premium.
Yeah, I think I need to make a quick run to the grocery store. Then I'm going to do a Guinness pot roast.
Nice. We have a bunch of leftover mulligatawny soup. So that's going to be
nice.
Future. Sweet.
Nice.
Well, to everybody out there, check us out on patreon.com/getoffset. We got merch at getoffsetpodcast.com/shop. Please rate us on iTunes. Subscribe.
Merchandising.
Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, wherever. Like, comment, subscribe below if you're watching on YouTube. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily.
And I have a maraca. My name is Andrew.
Bye.
Bye.